for the realtor one specifically.
Mm.
There we go. I just kicked off the stream. So let me know if I hear someone listening in the background. I think that must be Wendy. Let me know if there's any echo.
I'm not
Or it might
singing.
be Sean I'm hearing.
I'm schooling around. Now I'm singing. Thanks. You got me going.
Well, I've got it open. There's currently no viewers because nobody was waiting to join. So if anybody does join on YouTube, we will fix the audio, and we'll also be able to go back. It's our third time ever testing a live stream of a school call to YouTube, and we're using StreamYard here, which I was showing at the start. If you want to see that, you can join School Friends Live to see the the behind the scenes of the school recording, not the live stream recording. There we go. Here we're live. I'm open. Are you guys listening in the background? There's no echo coming in. Fantastic. Thank you, Zach. That me saying that totally derailed my train of thought of the comment that we made just before that.
There we are.
Oh boy, it's very mad.
That sounds good, Pat.
It's not echoey. Perfect. There we go. Live test done live. It's great. There's no viewers. Thousands of people will come back in the future to come back and see us fix it.
Hello, future people.
There we go. Let me turn that off.
Using OBS in the future, so hopefully that helps solve the problem, make the screen share a little bit fancier. But super excited. We're live. Happy to be here with you guys for episode 12. It's awesome. Why is it scary? Just because of the price tag, Zach?
Yes. That's it. Just the price tag.
Or the ads part.
Yeah.
I'm the world's biggest fan of the price tag free. It really speaks to me, and the stuff I like to do, I love to give away for free. It's in my nature. So anything with a decent price tag, it's going to be worthwhile, sure, but I love it if you can give it away for free. I mean, we were doing
I'd love that too.
I think, for the first few issues of the magazine, the first issue, we did $1 for the first 10 people, and then we were like, I feel dirty. Okay, no, make it go away. It's free now.
Oh, I like that. Is that the SkoolMagazine kind of models what I'm trying to do here with School Friends Live, which is just it's just for free. It's just for fun, here to give all the information, everything out. We get a bunch of people together. I'm not the host. We are all the hosts, right? It's just, I'm the creator. So here we are together, right? I love that. That price tag on that one is because it's a service. So there's a ton of stuff we do in the background. That's more of a marketing agency. That's my full-time job. And you're exactly right, because we do have everything for free. So we've got there's over 10,000 members in the free one, and that's totally here, do it all yourself. But if you want us to do it for you, that takes got that price tag, right? So in your guys' case, I'd love to see some way of monetizing it, but that's where I think we share a lot of those parallels of how do you make money for something so it becomes self-sufficient and you could pay the contributors what they deserve without, bleeding your own goodwill because we just want it to be free because we want it to exist, right?
Yeah. I think the thing that's worked in a lot of platforms where we've kind of had some experience is that somebody else ends up paying for it. There's always someone who covers the cost. So often that's sponsors or advertisers or people who are doing product placement or something along the way that helps cover the costs. So even in School Mag, that's happening in the background there. You'll see we do some trade exchanges and things like that along the way to help offset the costs.
So I was thinking it was sponsored sections in the magazine, right? Once you get the readership up, what's the number? If everybody invites somebody by the end of the year, what's the number?
72,000. Let's go.
Let's go.
2026. Reading and Watching invites one person. Next year we'll have 72,000 of the 200,000 schoolers at least reading the Skool magazine.
Come on up.
Oh, I mean, there's millions of people in Skool now. The communities, like you said, there's even the community owners. That's a large number of people. But the amount of people on Skool is just exponentially taking off. Well done to Sam for making a beautiful thing, Kirby for getting involved, all the other guys along the way, and I suppose Mosey for throwing millions of people at it. Well done.
Yeah, 700% growth last year. Woo!
Wow. Wow.
Right? Good stuff.
Lost the audio.
Just lost your sound. Yeah. Something changed.
Something
Here
changed.
we
You
go.
can't
You're
hear me at all.
back.
I'm
Must have
back.
been
Okay,
Max.
just a minute. All right, we'll blame Wendy. It's the dog.
Yeah, it's Max's fault, right? Come on, it's your fault. He runs away. He's like, must be. Magazine episode, not episode, issue number 6 coming up soon for March, right? 6. I've been there for all of them as we're growing. Speaking of growing, not 700%. Well, have we grown 700% in 6 issues?
We have done very well. I mean, we started out with 0, went to 10, went to 26, went to another 26. Then we doubled up. We went 50. I think we did 67 people on the next one, so I think we're getting there. And as that's happening, of course, we're also having extra readers as well. So what started off as 10 people reading it is now 250 people reading it, and et cetera, et cetera. And as long as we keep asking people who are nice to ask other people who are nice to come and read, we'll get there. I mean, it's nice to have a goal, right? It's good to set yourself a goal. So we'll just have that as a goal. Each reader invites someone else. I think that's a nice goal.
It's good to have growth. I mean, just steady, exponential growth. We just do this thing because we love it. I'm learning a lot. I'm preparing to do my own magazines for Showcase, and then some other ones that I kind of put to the side. But Showcase should be coming out next month. I've started it, and I'm putting the pieces together. I'm super excited. I love learning, and I think that's what so many of the people that come on the team are super enthusiastic and incredibly talented.
So talented. Like, there are amazing people. I mean, we got one of them sitting here, Sean, too shy to say, well, what a brilliant kind of, I mean, the writing that came out of this man. Can we just compliment him for a moment? There is so good as well. Such good content.
Well, let's throw it over to Sean. What got you? Because they're saying the benefits of the project getting in. Like, what got you interested? What got you on the hook? Why did you continue to kind of on go with this project as a contributor?
Well, it's that guy there. I'm pointing that way. I don't know if you're seeing the same place. I'm seeing him on my screen, but yeah, Zach King is the king. He is responsible for getting me on the magazine, and once I was in, I was hooked. It's just, as Wendy says, it's incredible the amount of support that's in there from each other, what you can learn about putting a magazine together. I've done newsletters galore in my time, but never stopped to think of actually doing it in a magazine format. And it's been a real eye-opener to see how that can be done. It's helped me because I'm a little bit of a power freak. I hold my hands up. I find it very hard sometimes to let go. So this has helped me to curb that and rein that in a little bit. Yeah, like Wendy said, just meeting such amazing people and getting to impart the knowledge as well as to learn from other people. So it is a two-way street. And, highly recommend getting involved with the magazine.
How many we talked about readers? How many contributors do you guys have on the project now?
At the moment, we have 30 people on the team, but 20 are contributors. So there's, and there's generations that are kind of paying it forward, I guess, like Wendy and like Sean, who've had some experience now and are kind of, let's say, mini mentoring, if that's a good description, to kind of work with someone else on an article together, or on a project together, or on some artwork together, or on an idea together. Wendy has phenomenal output. I don't know how you do it, Wendy. You just collect data and present it in such a nice, easy to use format. It's really a skill of yours. And for other people to watch that and then learn from that is really important, I think, because it is one of the things we are competing for people's time, and we can't take I mean, you can't have a magazine that people read for 5 days. It's impossible. You've got a few minutes with them. So you've got to condense stuff down and really pull out the main points. And I think, Sean, you did that very brilliantly on 2 issues ago on that article. And yeah, so it's 30 of us in that space, 20 students. And it's kind of, I think, 5 or 6 of us who've been around for a bit longer. Right.
You and me and Sean and Mike Gagnon and Angela Perry's been there since the beginning too.
Yeah.
And
Andy's been there for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I read the magazine, like actually for the first time in the last edition, and I thought it was so cool to read the way you guys have it displayed to be read online. So I want to maybe screen share if I can pull it up or just show what it looks like in a little bit here. But take me back. How did this project start? Like, why did you guys want to do this? How did the initial group come together? And then what kind of kept, who was feeding and funding the project before it kept actually getting into that 5th, 6th edition now?
So in my professional, one of the things I do a few things. That's one of them, and I have been doing it for a really long time. I was a copy. I have a lot. There's a little bit of gray here. It's hiding. It's here, right? I got some experience in the field, and really, our first publication where we went and really pushed it ourselves was way back. I mean, 2008. We kind of really started. We're hundreds and hundreds of issues in on the main publication and have spin-off publications and other things. Now, when you get all that experience, you kind of want to pay it forward a little bit. I don't know. It's just with aging, you just want to share. And when you have a platform like this, where it's designed for sharing skills and things, only stick a few people in a room and would it work? All right, that was my I was curious. I didn't know. Could it be done? What would it be like to produce a publication where pages are missing because people didn't hand in their assignments? What would it be like where there's just the holding text still in place? It would be very fun and interesting. But then you meet all these skilled people who have incredible output, and we haven't come across that yet. They way exceeded any expectation. And you just realize that that's the beauty of having a worldwide platform where you can interact with people with such ability. And really, my big argument is that anybody can make a magazine. I strongly believe it. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a good way. We live in an age and a time where there's the technology to do it, and the ability is just, if you have an idea now, the computer can help you do everything. So I thought it would be like an empty room with chaos, and instead the chaos dies down in a day or two. Often when we invite the new people in, hey Wendy, it's chaos. There's a moment of chaos. I love the chaos. And then it just kind of stabilizes, normalizes as people start throwing out suggestions. Sean's saying, oh, we should do an article about this. And Wendy's saying, oh, I've got this information, this person I want to speak to. And slowly it just kind of shapes. So I'm trying to, like Sean, I'm trying to hold back. I love to be bossy. I'm trying to hold back. I don't know, Wendy, do I get it right? Am I still bossy?
No, you're doing good. You're so open to ideas and sharing. And I was just looking back in I don't remember where I found you. It was some post you made in some other community, but I'm not sure how I found you or where I found you. But we've just grown from there, doing the spotlight on Jason Flam, and now he contributes, and then this, Joe, the relationship with Joe DiFilippo, and this symbiotic growth that's happening as we come together and kind of, I can't wait to see what's next. I mean, it's just ever evolving and so exciting. You might not know, I was actually in publishing. I was senior content producer for a major New York City publisher back in the 90s. And so overseeing websites and things. And I did my own arts zine thing in the late 80s. So the ability to be able to do this, like you say, anybody can do it for free now with the internet and computers, and it's so powerful, and you can vet it, and then you can decide you can do one-off special edition print or whatever, but it's so accessible, and to light that fire for people, of course, as as a catalyst, a curator, and a connector, I love it all because every issue is like new sparks and new light.
And Sean, I like the point you made earlier. Sometimes you've got a lot of content that you've actually already produced, but you've maybe never thought about presenting it in a certain way or working together as a team. Today, I was talking to someone, and we both were discussing your affiliates. How do you handle your affiliates? And then we suddenly had this idea, well, why don't we have a separate catalog for the affiliates that's a magazine? You know, and then it's the same kind of thing. It's just a different way of presenting it these days. And it's just that idea that you've got these tools now that can make things look pretty. You know, I can give you a Word document, it looks ugly. I can give you a magazine, it looks pretty. You know, that's the difference.
Absolutely. And the beauty with the magazine format as well is how accessible it makes everything that we're doing on Skool. It's another way of getting out there and spreading the love and getting the reach for people. So
you guys are just mentioning it so much, I was like, I gotta show people what we're talking about because this is awesome. Like, there's like it was the first time I was like, it was before we had decided that you guys were gonna come on and got the time scheduled. I was like, oh, Zach, like I should probably gotta go out.
His audio cut out.
Wait, give me 1 second. 1 second. It's coming back.
Yeah.
What you did before, do it again.
Yeah. He's way up there. There we go. Click, click.
Patrice, in the meantime, just turn those pages, man, while you sort your sound there.
Well, and I reminded the advertisers, right? I reminded the advertisers in the beginning as we were just starting to get them. I'm like, you're going to be there for all of the, as we grow, it's going to be there for all of the people coming in going, oh, let me go back to the beginning and check that out. I'm like, yeah, there's not much readership now, but think long term. Like they're always talking about on Skool. It's like, you're not going to make 10K today. Well, maybe you could if you try these tactics, but this is about long-term growth and culture and world building. So thanks for that short snippet, Pat. That was wonderful.
We want more.
Little teaser.
We want more. How's your sound? Are you back?
Yeah, I lost you.
Oh, there.
Yeah, we can't hear you. Nope. Good times.
What I will say on that topic, Wendy, is that, for instance, one publication that we did, we'd have about 40,000 readers, 40,000 readers, 40,000 readers, boom, 9 million readers, you know, on a month, and then like back to 40, well, not the next month, but you can spike, and some issues really just speak to people, and they just kind of, it goes that viral thing, right? So, yeah, if you're putting content there, you're putting it on the internet forever. And these days, the software that we're using is searchable as well. The AI knows how to read it, and Google knows how to read it, and all this sort of stuff. So you creating a permanent legacy online. Like your sins never disappear online, so too your good things online are still there. You know. Which is coming back.
Is it fixed? Do I sound okay?
We can hear you.
I just put in a different set of headphones. I hope the YouTube's not echoing. I was just saying when I pulled up in the magazine there, you guys are saying like, thanks for showing the snippet. If anyone wants to read it, you got to go find it. But when I picked it up there the first time, I saw the post. I was like, oh, let's just check it out. And when I opened it, it was on my phone, so I could flip through with my thumb to read the pages. I was just like, I'm reading all of this right now. I didn't necessarily read every single word and everything on the page like you do with the real magazine, right? But it was cool to take that and digest it like as a lunch break, similar as we are now, where it's like I would just be sitting down watching a YouTube video, but instead I ate a quick lunch, and now here I am hanging out with you guys, and then I go back to work after this, right? So I like the similarities it shares with kind of the way I'm setting up the community for podcasts. But for you guys with the magazine, like I just love that. The flipping through is so cool. And if anyone wants to experience it, go on your phone, go to read SkoolMagazine here. And it's awesome. I don't care that we're shouting you guys out that we can't share this in Skoolers. We'll figure out a way. Need the internet to know.
Yeah. That's interesting. I'm like, because of the spin-offs, you know, as I mentioned, I'm preparing to do a showcase magazine for my newer community showcase. And you can see that exhibiting in the magazine now as I've shifted from the longer features when we didn't have as many contributors down to the shorter spotlights. And of course, the theme of showcase is put your school in the spotlight. So there's this transition happening there. And I could see like a little School Friends this month on School Friends, we had blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. You know, it was school anniversaries and SkoolMagazine. It was pretty cool. So-and-so joined. And then it creates all of these webs and these threads that go out there in this, like I was referring to, culture and world building. And that's so much of what school's about. And then we can have slow down, focus on where we are, Wendy, right? It's that visionary expansiveness. My brain starts to shoot off.
You see, Wendy
School
and I
magazine
found
convention.
yes, Wendy and I found each other because we were in all the same communities together. I think this happens quite a lot on Skool. You find a lot of schoolers who have similar interests to yourself, and that's how you you are building relationships. I think it is interesting about the platform. It's an interesting aspect of it. It's not quite I need to make a connection for LinkedIn because I'm looking for work. It's not that.
Right.
It's, hey, I have the same interests as this person. Hey, I've seen them here. I agree with their comments. And that's why when we were deciding on a topic for it, okay, let's have a practice magazine. Well, we thought, hey, we love this platform. We all love it. Let's talk about it. And it's hard to actually cut down what's in the magazine, right? Because there's so many interesting aspects of school. Like we do have an article coming up about kind of mental health, how some social media is bad for you, you know, in many ways, whereas this is a great platform that's kind of a bit better for you. Many people are enjoying that aspect of it. I was speaking to someone who, as an older person, has found community, which, you know, would be a lovely article to really dive into. It's a point I think we'll get into a little bit this issue, but there's so many positive aspects to it. So yeah, it's hard to choose the content and then cut the rest out. Oh, so hard.
I think what's really cool about the way the magazine works is the team approach. So it's not one person making those decisions of what's in and what's out. It really is collaborative, and each time there's almost this reset, isn't there? Like you say, there's some of us have been around a while, but you've got the fresh blood coming through as well with all their ideas and suggestions, and we're all able to bounce off each other and shape what the next one's going to be. So it's a really cool way of doing things.
Yeah, I think
can't wait to see
opportunities, right? Hey, Wendy, you're right. It's like you don't know what's going to happen. We have no idea, and that's the terrifying excitement of it.
Right? The games were fun. I'm like, oh, look, there's games now in SkoolMagazine. Awesome.
Brilliant.
I loved word searches when I was a kid.
Brilliant.
Yes. Hey, I was just thinking, where in the world are you, Sean, right now?
I am in the city of Bristol, so I'm in southwest England.
Right. So I'm in California, right? You can see the sunshine. Zach's in South America and Patrice is up in Canada. And look at us just all over the globe.
That's why it's shut. We'd have just a blinding wall of light.
Okay, great. Wow, shame.
I was going to say that it's difficult. I think maybe this may be a question for Sean, I guess, but it's difficult alone in the $5,000 schools that people pay for to get them to take action and do stuff. So I guess you kind of explained it, the opportunity to contribute, the mentorship. Like, I like the model you guys have kind of developed for it to be a free thing by the people, for the people. Like, I like it. It makes a lot of sense. It gives a lot of people that opportunity. But Sean, it is so difficult to get somebody who pays $6,000 to take them to do 3 things for us. Why the heck do you and 29 other people actively do so many? We're not going into issue 6, right? What is it that sticks you through? Like, obviously you mentioned the mentorship, the community, the opportunity, like, well, for yourself personally, I guess, and then for the rest of the contributors and that fresh blood coming in, like, what do you think is driving that forward?
I think there's an element of, and I'll be honest, being selfish. I'm an early adopter. So I see great potential for this magazine to really go far and be, one of the places that schoolers will go to for their information, apart from obviously school news with Sam and Kirby. So there's that. And again, Zach mentioned earlier that paying forward is such a big thing. And he mentioned, finding your people. And I think something that Zach, Wendy, and myself have in common is that belief in paying it forward. And Skool has offered us so much already as a platform, and anything that can do to help other people, not just with their school journey, but with life and their business in general, then it's a no-brainer for me not to do that.
What are some of the lessons you've learned? Because I want to get into a little bit more of the broader school strategy stuff from you guys and some of the things you might have learned in 6 issues now, coming up on it. What's some stuff that you've personally taken away and learned? I'd like to encourage other people who might want to join to reach out and take that next step. What has been something that you've personally, selfishly taken from the project?
So I'll say confidence is a big part of that. I've been on podcasts and interviews and things on a smaller scale before, but to put yourself out there in a context like this, where it's got the potential to go out, to the whole of school, there's no reason at all why, in a month's time, every schooler has read a copy of the Skool magazine. No reason at all. So this has the potential to really skyrocket and scale. So it's helped me get over that fear of putting myself out there, and it's paid off because the feedback I've had from people about the contributions that I've made has been really encouraging and motivated me to do even more. So again, I'll be looking at doing my own magazine related to my community in the not too distant future. So
love it. This is the new.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the secret pathway to monetization you guys have here. Is you want to learn how to make a magazine for free? Come contribute for an edition and see how it works, or pay our team over here and we'll just make one for your community for you. There you go. And maybe that's the thing there, right? And you sell it per package or per year or whatever. And then that'll build I love it. I'm going into the weeds of like operationally, how do we make this happen? Because that's the world that I live in. Taking that step back, I guess, what's something that you guys have taken as a lesson with Skool? Are there any hidden secret tips or tricks you might have? James in the community recently went back and watched one of the way older episodes we did from originally, and we're only on episode 12, but we stopped doing the podcast for 6 months, so it feels like forever ago. But to set a calendar event in the community and then turn the calendar tab off, so that way the event still appears in the feed, but the calendar tab isn't there to distract anybody. That's like a pro tip that James took away in one of the previous episodes. So with specific to the magazine or running your guys' own community, are there any lessons like that you can think of that come to mind?
I'll share one that we picked up recently, but it's just a good school tip. You know how you can basically use this call tomorrow. You can use it again, the same code. You can go back and you can come in here. You can do the same thing for breakout rooms when you're having a Skool live with another room that's basically out there. So you can actually put people from this one across into there, and then they can come back and join you here with a message or whatever. I thought that's quite clever because sometimes you do, I think they'll eventually give us breakout rooms on live, but for the moment, that's like a workaround. And I think that's the nice thing about the project. You always come up with these really clever ideas, and people are, to me, it's the versatility and really the clever people who are doing clever things and how you can use this platform. I think that's what's so interesting, is that there's no right way to use Skool. For instance, I think on the Read Skool magazine now, here, we don't have comments. There's hardly any comments. A few people, once we put it out, they say, hey, that was lovely, but it's not like there's daily posts and stuff. We're not chasing discovery. We're not doing that. But some people, if you go to their community, wow, they're hammering it day after day, minute after minute. There's a lot of content. There's something for everybody. If you like that, that's your place. You can have activity. If you like a quiet space, there's a quiet space. If you like someone who's got the mentor guru thing, you can go and have like one-on-ones with them for hours if you want to. The platform provides all those options, and I just love that about it.
What I think, to piggyback off the tip you were saying, that's a cool one you said about the breakout rooms, to have the separate links open. You can also replace Zoom or Google Meets with the school calls for one-on-ones, because you can actually just go into the past. Like I oftentimes, I'm like, oh, I need to hop on a quick one-on-one rather than sending a Loom video. So I'll go and usually now I'm recording on my phone directly, which is awesome. But you can go into the past and schedule a calendar event, and it doesn't appear on the calendar like as a pop-up or anywhere. And then you can share that link and just get in a one-on-one with people, and it doesn't notify anybody. You reminded me of that one. I was just like, I'm trying to like collect this segment of the episode is all the school tips we've collected. But I like what you're saying about like there is something for everybody, and there is no right way to use the tool. There are wrong ways. But like things that like that's why we have the auto mod, which is awesome and featured on the cover. Wendy, I cut you off there. I feel like you're going to say something magical.
Magical. Well, it is magical that there's so many ways to leverage, to enjoy, to discover having a school presence and creating, you never know what, right? What are you going to find? What are you going to do today? I think that's one of the driving forces behind that question you asked earlier about, you have trouble getting people that paid thousands of dollars to do a simple thing. But here are these people on SkoolMagazine doing all this. It's that creative energy, that passionate thing, whereas that's like, oh, it's a job. They have all these mindset blocks and things that might be preventing them from taking that action. That's why they paid you, but they still can't take the action. But this is like that creative spark, that fire, that fresh new, that exciting. Woo, I could feel the energy popping off me. Can you see it? Am I sparkling? And it gets things going. Like I had the idea for Showcase way back in August of 2024 when I started the women's community, and that had kind of struggles with life, this, that, and the other. But it was really SkoolMagazine that I joined on September 7th. And then in mid-November, I started Showcase, right? And then the magazine is going to come out for that, showcasing other school communities, including SkoolMagazine and Reach School Magazine and School Friends Live, right? So it's and we have no idea. This is the wild frontier, right? School is the wild frontier, and we're all in it with that long game vision, and in it to win it in a way that feels real and true and authentic, not chasing and grabbing and manipulating. So those are some of the key words that make school a magical place, right?
Yeah, I'll give you a tip. I'll throw one your way. In your community, your classroom is turned off, Patrice. Am I correct?
Correct.
Well, you can use your classroom as a place just to run transactions. So you can, if a sponsor wants to pay you, you just create a course there. Nobody else is seeing it. You just send them the link to the course, and they're able to kind of sign up for the course. But that's just their way to transact with you.
School Friends sponsors.
Yeah. And you can make it like, here's one for Sean, here's one for Wendy. You actually just name it their name, so that they can find the right one.
I think that's one thing that I was thick in the head with back. I was a year and a half ago now. In the fall, I was like had a lot of creators I was working with on Skool to do a lot of random odd stuff. Me being in Canada, I needed to get paid from the US, and I couldn't figure it out. I was like, how am I going to transact all this money that I need to get from these people? I had one guy literally send me a physical check because he had a local creditor business, so they couldn't do this, they couldn't do that, couldn't do this. Had to set up like a US bank account, open up a US bank account, within my Canadian account. Had all these different ways I was trying to collect money, and then it just hit me suddenly. Skool is a transaction provider. You can
merchant of record,
pay for stuff through Skool. They're the broker of record. So I could have all that time, all those thousands of dollars for those months of different projects could have just had that one central go to the school classroom over here. And it was simply because I had a school, but it wasn't for that thing, so I was afraid to use it for it. But it doesn't matter, even if the school isn't for the service or the thing that you're providing, because they're the payment provider, right? You do the transaction through them. So that's huge, is use the classroom. Have something. That's probably a pro tip of just any classroom, is just have something where someone can pay you and get their money and their credit card on file on Skool. So when they want to pay you the big bucks for the next big thing you do, they're willing to do that and comfortable with it, right? It's easy, one click, exactly. I see the thought donor on YouTube here says, I have classroom for notes when I learn things about Skool. I like that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I have a team log.
For yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Captain's log update.
Change log. That's smart. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'll do a shout out for Joe's product at the moment, if you don't mind, Skoolie. I mean, I'm sorry, I just have to do a shout out because that guy, oh my goodness, he's a member of the team again at the moment. He's back again. He's got all these additional plugins. You'll find it with a few providers out there. So even Goose has stuff that you can plug in and run. But yeah, there's some people out there who are so smart who are making Skool even better with these tools that they're creating for us. Amazing tools.
Voice notes in the DM. Yeah. Yeah.
Loving the voice notes. It's so good.
If you don't know who
Skoolie.
Joe is, that's Joe DiFilippo, the most notorious man on Skool. He's got a picture on his shirt of Sam wearing a shirt with a picture of, it's a whole Inception thing. So you've seen Joe before, you just didn't know that it was Joe. You've heard it mentioned.
He was featured in SkoolMagazine. You can, what was that, edition 3 or 4?
Yeah.
We did a cover on Jester. I think he was my first or second episode back after we took like a 6-month break from doing any content with the podcast. So he's awesome. We all love him. I wish he'd bring Jester back, but he's focused right now, which is good.
It's always a surprise when it comes back, but right now he's in high focus. He's producing, and it's incredible the updates he's releasing for that, Skoolie and Nighthawk, and then when he needs a break, you know what's going to happen. Jester is going to pop right back up and unleash the chaos again.
I apologize. It's not Jester. It's the Tony Robbins Mompreneur Club. That's my apology. That's what it's
whatever it ends up being named.
It's currently archived, but it costs $10,000 a month. You can donate to Joe by giving him your social insurance number, social security, the last 4 digits of your credit card.
Right.
Yeah, he's got some Skool merch that I would love to get. I guess, have you guys thought about to implement that on the magazine side as well?
I think, as we discuss in the magazine space, you need enough readers to justify decent advertising. So I think, down the line, when we get there, let's not get ahead of ourselves. For the moment, we're just having a really good time and we're experimenting. And I think we will kind of hit a rhythm. I think we already in a few areas have hit a rhythm that's quite nice. And it will kind of start to fall into some recognizable patterns. But I don't know, maybe we'll have a pencil drawn one from cover to cover one issue, or we'll let the AI do every word in the magazine. Who knows? I mean, like, you could have chaos, right? You could just have like anything goes. It could all be in Japanese, one issue. I mean, there's no rules. So what I've learned as a community owner, though, is to manage expectations. So I've now got a document for people who are applying, because obviously with a very small team, like you said, how do you get the right people in there? So I've kind of pre-qualified people a little bit by sending them a document saying, this is kind of how we do things and this is what we would expect from you. So I think we are seeing less lurking. Lurking is one of my favorite things on Skool. I'm the lurker who shows up, drops a few gifts, and then off I go. But yeah, it has shown, especially in this team at the moment, the team that we're running issue 6, they are all over the place. Wow, a lot of communication. Well done, team. Like, it's amazing. It's great. Everybody's very supportive. And one of the things we do is, because there's a limited space for writers, we ask everybody to chip in, make comments, and they actually produce the articles live from outline to finished products on a post. So they start a post with an outline, then they throw in a few sentences. A day later, they throw in a few more paragraphs. Eventually, people are making suggestions. Hey, you should add a picture of a man in a hat or whatever it is to go with that, whatever it happens to be. And it's just nice that everybody can be involved, even though they maybe don't take the lead on a thing. And I think that's also created a bit of a good, culture, maybe. Sean, would you agree that like you're not scared of people making comments about your work or making suggestions because you're doing it as well? So I think it's kind of created that environment. I hope.
I wanted to ask Sean if he had any dirt, so this is good that you're throwing it over to him.
Have I got any dirt? No, I've got no dirt. It's it's all squeaky clean and really polished.
No late nights, no missed deadlines. Everything's always been on time. Everyone's always been a happy, bubbly, great work around. Obviously, don't want to pull out fights or anything, but like you're saying, the culture aspect, I'm curious to hear from you as like not a leadership member necessarily, but as one of the lead contributors, right?
I couldn't say about the first couple of editions because that was before my time, but the ones that I've been in have flown. Put my teeth in. They've gone really smoothly, is what I'm trying to say. From my point of view, obviously, Zach, you probably see a little bit more in the background that I probably don't. But I'm certainly not hearing anything on the ground that's been an issue.
Well, any owner is going to see that behind the scenes, and have to buffer so it doesn't get to the community, right?
Well, it's fortunately, like I said, because it's so small, we are such a small community. There's not a lot of space to hide. You can do it, but it's not easy. And we are kind of encouraging people to comment and rate and give advice and stuff. So I think it's fortunately not been the case. But I actually welcome it, because if you're going to work on a team, you will come across that stuff. You are going to find the person who drives you mad, and you are going to be put on an assignment with someone who's hard to work with. This is part of, any kind of commercial venture or any kind of team project. I think, most of us know that. But it's the whole project is to get that experience, real world experience. So you are meant to come in blind, not knowing what's going on, stagger around until you find your place, and then put something out, and we see what happens. That is the beauty of it. So I don't think it would be a bad thing. It wouldn't be nice in the moment, but I think overall for the project and the experiment aspect of it, I think that would be interesting. We haven't had it yet. We hope we don't have it. Yeah, who knows? Maybe I'm the spice. I don't know. You know that story, if you don't have a loud neighbor. Do you know the story, Patrice? If you don't have a loud neighbor, you are the loud neighbor. So if you don't have someone who's making problems for you in your community, you could be the problem maker.
Right. Lots of communities are the problem or lots of community owners are the problem in their community all the time. Number one diagnosis for any business is usually that the business owner is getting in their own way.
Yeah.
Off to the problem. I'm lost for questions because I think that you guys really did an awesome job summarizing. It sounds like the project's going really, really well. Excited to see what happens in the coming editions and to get to read them and flip through them on my phone while I'm in bed eating some snackies. Did you guys have anything that we didn't talk about today that you wanted to make sure we mention, or any other tips or tricks or things to share? Anything about you that you want to make sure that the Skooliverse knows about?
Sean, tell us about yourself.
Yeah,
must
you
come and
mentioned you
visit
have a
the community. Come
as
on.
well, hey?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm one of those faces that bounces around Skool all over the place. So people have probably seen me somewhere, and my community is aimed at men to help them with their particular struggles and challenges that they might be facing. So yeah, shameless plug for Men Forge Forward.
He's making me
Love it.
do a whole month worth of hard work, this guy. Really, there's like a daily task. He himself is a taskmaster, a very nice one, but he's driving me. Yeah, it's actually fun because when people join the community, you tend to go look at who they are and what they're doing. I mean, that's the beauty of this thing. I think the danger is you could be lost with 1,000 communities that you eventually belong to, and you're just chasing notifications, which it could be a problem. I think they're going to eventually deal with this thing, because at first a lot of people use the platform where you go and join one community, but as you start to look around, I mean, you find more and more fascinating things. So I spend a lot of time organizing my communities in the structure. I've got all the advertising ones in one space, and all the writing ones in one group, and all the
I wish
fun
you could
ones
build
in
it.
one
Yeah.
space, and all the recent ones at the top. And it's a real skill, I think. But no, we are fascinated to see where the platform goes, because obviously over time, platforms, their culture also changes. And here you have very involved kind of founders who are trying to drive a particular culture, which is great. But you put a billion people on your platform, you're going to have a different culture. That's guaranteed. Like, what will it be? We're here to find out. I think that's the exciting part. We're here for the journey, as Wendy said.
I think they've done a really good job with season 2 and the new ads program they've laid out. Like, I feel like it's been it's been realigned, I want to say, where it's less of the, as Sarah would say, the business hustle bro culture. I'm trying to remember the hot words that she would use for that one. When I just need to throw back one thing you said, rubbed me the wrong way there, Zach. They will never have a limit on the number of communities you can be in, unless it's like a ridiculously large figure to prevent spammers who are like really going overboard. Because of the great community, it was like a strike last year. I'm trying to remember the month at the time, but they imposed like a 50 group limit, and a lot of people had to leave groups to get into that under 50. You had to leave one to join. I see the reasoning behind why they said it, right? Like you said, is don't go crazy and join too many groups that you're just chasing notifications. Like, really be intentional about what you're looking for. Obviously, join as many groups as you want, and if you want to just be in thousands of them with the settings and the notifications turned off, so you're not going crazy, fantastic. Do it. I'm an operator. I'm in a lot of communities. None of them show on my profile, and I don't really look at all of them because I just jump in and I'm checking and I'm learning because I use the platform, right? But those core few that I have notifications turned on, or at the top of the bar, or organized properly. And if I wasn't an operator, those would be the core 10 or so, right? So I think it's a bit of that balance that you have to set for yourself. But I like that about Skool, that they make the tool what it needs to be, and then they let us decide. Like we're saying, the flexibility of the classrooms earlier and all the different things it can do. I had to say that. I had to throw us back, and I had to shove that in your face, Zach. It'll never happen again. They're never going to intentionally impose limits on us.
Yeah, that was. I just told Kirby flat out. I'm like, no, I don't have the bandwidth to go through my library right now, and no, I'm not going to go leave a bunch of groups. There's, I'm in groups because I've helped support them get started, or because I'm helping them grow, and I'm not really. And then I have my, handful or two that I'm actively a member in, engaged in. But there's, I call it my library, and I like that you have your stacks organized, Zach.
Yeah, I one of the saddest things is if you do.
Groups.
Exactly, but one of the saddest things is if you go back to a community that you haven't been in for a while and it's archived, and you go there and you're so excited, and you go oh yeah, here we go, and you start typing, and then no, okay, that always makes me a little sad. But yeah, like you said, Randy, some of them get resurrected. One of the groups and one of the people that I was very fond of seeing content from them, they unfortunately had a car accident. They had some time for recovery, all sorts of stuff. Now back active again. It's lovely to see, but yeah, you miss people when they're not on there.
I mean, my community originally was skool.com/bees, and it grew to over 300 members. It was a free community. We had no offer. I was trying to figure out how to monetize it. I'm a 8th generation beekeeper, so it was attached to my parents' farm. I was trying to do something with that. and I had a bunch of stuff happen in my personal life, and my dad had a heart attack as well. He's doing better now, but it just made sense to shut down the production, and they moved to packaging and distribution. And there's not a lot of exciting content to film with packaging and distribution, and they had their hands full. And I needed to focus over here to actually make things happen on Skool for myself, right? So be happy, we'll be back eventually. But because of me being there, I was on Sam's profile, got over 300 members, and then I shut it down. And he still mentions beekeepers all the time. Thank you, Sam. But there's other beekeeping communities now because of that. So I'm just happy to have inspired that to create the space for it, right? Like when he said, they may not be gone forever. They just had to archive for now. Because $99 a month, and I'm in Canada, so that's $150 a month for me, is a lot to cover for a long time. But now they have that hobby plan, so who knows?
Yeah.
You never know.
Game changer. Yeah, absolutely. I think well, you can feel Alex in the background sometimes. You can just feel him permeating through stuff. There's more stuff to come. You can tell the money model stuff is rolling through Skool. But it was one of the things that I think was needed but wasn't seen. And I think that's one of the amazing things when you bring someone from the outside, like Alex is just a really smart guy, let's be honest, with a lot of experience. He just saw it so clearly. And I think, we've seen the ramifications or the kind of consequences of those decisions. And there's more to come. I can tell you right now, there's much more to come.
With now he's experiencing being a community owner in his acquisition, and that's going to create a whole nother level of insights, right?
Yeah. I love watching when they do for the winners where they get together and the things that he says now. He's changed. It's interesting to see his experience, and that's also true. You need to spend a little time here. We often get people apply to be part of the magazine in their first week on Skool. They say, "Can we help make the magazine?" And I say to them, "Well, look, I think you need a little experience. They come back in 2 months, 3 months, just feel it out. See what it's like, because you don't know what you don't know. Give it some time. You'll quickly learn stuff, and hopefully they do come back. And it's a weird thing. One of the things that's been hardest for me, Sean, you were saying, like, what's difficult, is to kind of encourage people to leave. I know that sounds terrible, but to kind of say, well, thanks, it's been great, and I hope you had a great time, and it's time to head off into the world now. Go make a magazine. It's hard. Yeah, it's very hard.
Yeah.
Well, I like that you said that, because on that note, we are coming to the end of the hour in our time together. So Zach, was awesome getting to meet you. Sean, you as well. Wendy, it is always a pleasure to have you here, friend. You guys are, of course, more than welcome to come back at any time for any episode. Today is not just meant to be just these guys chatting here with us. So anybody who's in the Skool community, I know the thought donor is watching on YouTube live right now, who's putting some comments in chat. I know you're on Skool as well. I believe that's James. I'm not entirely sure though. You can join us live. You could be the sixth panel, the sixth tile. I'll show on the screen share. We'll put you right here on the little screen share that I'm showing. You can be part of the conversation, telling us what your classroom notes next time. If anybody does have suggestions, if you could comment on the Skool post below or the YouTube. I have no idea what we're talking about on episode 13, and it is in a couple weeks, as they always are. We'll see when we get there. So that's a good job of doing all the call outs for today. Other than Skool, is there anywhere people can check out to learn more about you guys? Again, we're not getting this into Skoolers because of all the call outs we've done. So shout your shit. Where can we find you guys?
I don't want people to find me anywhere other than on Skool. Wendy, I've seen you on LinkedIn recently. You've been
my LinkedIn account has been there for quite some time. Wendy S. Wiseman. And I just started a brand new daily show called Skool Snacks, 60 seconds or less. Skool Snacks at YouTube at Skool with a K Snacks. Yay!
And
turn notifications on, because then you get a daily update from your friends.
Yep. Thank you.
Awesome. And I can be found nice and easy. Skool.bio/Sean. SEAM.
Love it.
I was just adding Skool.bio to the to showcase today before this episode. So nice.
I love it, you guys. I'm gonna end the stream. So thank you so much to everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one there. And while that's ending,